Hello everybody, my name's Nicola and welcome back to my channel. This is the Frugal Cottage where we talk all things money to help you on your financial journey. Today's video is my No Spend September update, so the final figures are in, so don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not already, and let's get started. So this is where I left you at the end of my last update with 8 days to go, and I was slightly concerned about the food budget with £14.42 remaining, but I'll actually go backwards. I'll show you what my no spend days look like overall first. So this is my no spend day tracker in the planner. Again, these are just available in my Etsy store. So I was aiming for 22 and I ended up getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. So I actually had 23 no spend days in September, so I only spent on 7 days of the month. Now I always get questions about this, and you have to do your own financial journey, so you have to do a system that works for you. What works for me might not work for you, and I explained in a previous video in the No Spend September challenge that when I buy petrol it doesn't count as a spend day because I need it to get to work, and I wouldn't have anything else if I didn't have my job because I wouldn't get paid and all of that. So no spend days particularly can be very flexible in how you want them to be. However, petrol for me is the only one that doesn't count, and obviously like fixed expenses like mortgage payment stuff, all of that doesn't count. This is the things that day to day I can control whether I spend or not. Petrol again being the kind of the anomaly in the sense that I need that anyway. So 23 no spend days is amazing. I don't remember the last time in a month I got that, so that's really, really good, and it just shows, actually it shows me more than anything, that if I do the no spend month challenge and actually stick to what I say I'm going to and really reflect on whether I need to spend money or not, 9 times out of 10 I clearly don't need to spend money. And so yes, I need to spend on the essentials and the things that we need to live, but the rest of that stuff, really, when you decide not to spend money, it makes things so much clearer, because the pressure of making decisions on whether you actually want something or not, the pressure of that just disappears because it almost doesn't matter any longer. Does that make sense? And so I knew that for No Spend September I was going back to basics. I wasn't spending any money on anything else, and the feeling of that is quite freeing. And I wonder, does anyone else, or if you did No Spend September with me, did you find that you knew that there aren't any decisions to make because you've already made them? You've already made the decision that this is a no spend month, and that's that. And so actually that does help in terms of, right, I don't need to spend today, I don't need this. And actually most of the time then, once you've left it a while, you don't need the thing that you wanted to buy in the first place anyway. So I really like no spend months for kind of reminding me of that. But that's what my no spend day tracker looks like at the end. And like I said, I got to the end of week 3 in my check-in with you guys, and that's what it looked like at the end of week 3. So at the end of week 3 I had £14.42 left with food. I'd gone massively over budget with household, and petrol still looked good. And then I put at the bottom there, I don't know if you can read that very well, but I put I might just do this. So it was going to be touch and go, I'm not going to lie, but these are the numbers for week 4. So when week 4 I didn't spend anything till Thursday, when I spent £50.66 on petrol. I actually went to a different Sainsbury's and it was more expensive there, and and my light had been, not only was the petrol light on, it was flashing, as in it couldn't even tell me how many miles were left now because it was so low in the tank, so it was slightly more than I intended. And then there, if you look there, you can see, so food, I spent £14.36 on food, £3.30 miscellaneous, £4.95 on the cats, and then I also ordered some food from Amazon for the cats as well. So look at this. I'm going to zoom you in because I'm proud of this. At the end of week 4, which is the end of September, because Monday was the 30th and I didn't spend... Was Monday the 30th? Yeah, so Monday was the 30th, but I didn't spend anything on that day. So remaining in the free budget after week 4 was 6 pence. Six whole pence. I spent £14.36 on food for that. Miscellaneous £3.30, so there was £13.50 left. Petrol I spent £50.66, which meant that there was £17.78 left. And then cats I spent whatever that adds up to, and I have £7.06 left. So I had 6 no spend days in that final week. Didn't make anything. I've just put a fab week at the bottom because it really was. I was so determined to scrape to the finish line, and it literally was that. I'm not going to lie. So the final numbers, obviously there wasn't a week 5, so I need to skip this. So the final numbers are as follows. So food budget, I came under budget by 6p. So in food in September I spent £169.94 on food. That is the lowest that has been in a while actually. And I was determined to get under £170. I didn't think I would get that close to that number, to be fair. I thought I would be further away from that, but it just shows you and I haven't, apart from if you've watched my video from halfway through, I bought some salt and pepper seasoning. Apart from that, which I guess you could count as an unplanned purchase, I hadn't purchased anything else other than what we needed for food. I did use quite a bit from the freezer though, and it now shows because my freezer's looking pretty empty. Petrol wise, I spent £232.22 on petrol for the month of September, leaving me £17.78 in the pot. Household, so this is the one where if you watch the first week one, I bought an item of clothing and counted it as household. Now if I'd done this again, actually I'd have put it in the clothing sinking fund instead. I don't know why I didn't. And so if I'd done that, I'd have been green in every category. Because I didn't, household is red because I've gone over budget. But I haven't really, I just didn't. And then again, so this should show you that even though I've been doing this system, these budget planners, the cash envelope system, whatever, for months, well, years now, I still sometimes get it wrong. And that's okay. Everybody gets things wrong sometimes. It's how you move on from that. That's the thing to focus on. Miscellaneous, £6.50 overall and £13.50 left over. Children, it was £20. Obviously I don't count their food as a separate expense and all that. £20 for them, so £80 left over. And cats, I spent £22.94 and have £7.06 left over. So can you see there from all the green that clearly September, as a no spend month, I've come under budget on almost everything, and for some categories, you know, has got quite a lot of manoeuvre there. The food budget obviously not, and if you've watched my October budget with me video, and I'll leave a link below to that, I have changed that for October to reflect just how that was difficult to come under budget at the end. It really was, and I bought the food we needed to get us to the end of September and no further. Does that make sense? So I had to do a food shop. I did the food shop for October on the 2nd. So this, yeah, I have changed that. Children's budget, I will look at that. There tends to be quite a lot left over in that. Now I don't count their childcare costs as part of their budget because that's not fair. Their childcare costs are way more than that, and so that would not be fair on them at all. And then you can see that, as you can see from that box, I had 23 no spend days. Extra income is not so my income from YouTube, Etsy, blog, all that kind of stuff does not come under this extra income box, which I realise might be confusing. This is if I sell things on Facebook, things like that, which I have not done in months and months. In fact, it's probably, no, I sold some stuff last year when we were moving actually, but apart from that I haven't. So in terms of numbers for No Spend September, was it a success? Absolutely was. But I love doing No Spend September. I think it's a proper reset every single year. And I do this every single year for that reason. If I'd have thought about it more, again, I should have put that in the clothing sinking fund, but you live and learn from that. I feel like when I reset my finances like this, it reminds me of why I do things, so why I do all of this in the first place, why I do videos about money to help other people about their financial circumstances. All of this is because I do think it's such a massive tool in your own toolkit as to how your own life will pan out. Now, of course, you know, if you've watched my channel for a while, you know I've had a massive change in personal circumstances. However, I still have all of this in my toolkit and can still do all these things by myself. It's not been a shock because I've been able to do all that. And I think that finances and being aware of where your money goes is a massive, massive bonus in terms of where you want your own life to go. And I think that it might seem a bit like, I guess, over sensationalized for this to say like this is life changing, but actually all this kind of stuff, I do this all the time, every single month, you know that. I have got it started for October. You've seen that. It just works. And so No Spend September reminds me about why I do this in the first place, why money is such a valuable tool in our lives, whether we like it or not, and also the things that we always feel that we need. 9 times out of 10 we don't actually need them. They're just a want that can kind of wait for a different or later date. So yeah, so did you join me for No Spend September? How did your No Spend September go? Let me know down in the comments how you got on and how many no spend days did you get. Let me know. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon.